What is going on, everybody? My name is Clutch Sometimes, bringing you our draft analysis for Season 3 of the PCL, commissioned by Garchomp by God. Huge shout out to him for inviting me to the season league. I'm very, very excited. So this is going to be our first Gen 8 league, which is really, really cool. I'm actually really happy for this. It is going to be a Wi-Fi based 6v6 with limited Dynamax, and I'll get into that a little bit later when we talk about our Dynamax Mon that we chose, essentially, which I'm really, really, really excited for. I think it's got a ton of potential. So a couple really quickly. So these will go up. Oh gosh, what day did these go up? I have to remember. Let me see if I can find. Don't remember exactly what the very original start day is. I cannot. Wow, this is kind of embarrassing. However, doesn't matter. I believe you will see those days. You will see these or games on those specific days. I believe there will be a week break between this. Around a week break between this. There will be this will be this week. There will be a break week, and then then week 1 games will be uploaded the following week after. So that'll be really exciting for us. That whole sense. So that's gonna be cool. So this is a 16-team league. Be sure to go check out all the other coaches in the description below. A lot of great content creators playing with a lot of really fun players. A lot of players I haven't played before. Goldo Dragon, among that Goldo Dragon, John Jr., Alex Cool Rocket, Dark Devil 26, Danza, the Silky Minorities. I'm really, really excited for this season. So. Unfortunately, we do not get a match with Danza, though, which is... I would love to play Danza. But, alas, it's not in the cards. Maybe we'll get him in the playoffs and stuff. However, the draft. 16 teams. We had the 7th pick? Yeah, 7th pick, so I was not expecting to get anything really that good. Other stuff that was available in, the S tiers, they're, because the way this works is that a lot of the more bulkier stuff is tiered really highly to try and discourage a badder team because we're playing on Wi-Fi and you don't want to play a long-winded game because you're trying to win faster and all of that jazz. So a lot of the S tiers were interesting. It's essentially in a sense we are free home, which means that we don't really have options to some of the other stuff like Roost, Mew is a big one, Unaware Clefable, etc. So knowing that, I looked when I got to my pick. If you think, obviously the big ones got off the board. Galardarm got off the board. Dragovich, I believe, was off the board at the time. So not a ton of incredibly expected power mons on the board, except for one, and I thought that this was going top 3. After Galardarm and Dragobolt, which did go top 3. But however, I ended up with Aegislash. So an old friend returning back to us in the new gen. We used this a lot. We used this last season. Excuse my cat making a lot of noise. We used this last season during BBL. Had a ton of success with it. You got access to a new tool this gen in close combat. However, it did take a little bit of a nerf. It did lose about 10 points in both its attack and special attack, right? So instead of being base 150 on its defenses / attacks, depending on its stance change, it did take that hit. It's going to be 140s. And King's Shield does not drop 2 stages; it only drops 1 stage now. So it's not like it's a little bit worse, but 140 attacking stats are still very, very good. It's still got arguably one of the best typings in the entire game. It's a phenomenal steel type. So it's absolutely a mon I'm very, very happy to have on the team. So first pick Aegislash, 7th pick, I thought it's a ton of value. So that's where we're going to start off. So my next pick, I had this eyeball the second I saw the tier list, because the way Dynamaxing works in this system, right? It's kind of a complex band, essentially. So the way this works is a tier-based draft selection, where you can pick stuff from tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, tier 4, tier 5. It's pick a certain amount of mons in each and all that. However, so Dynamaxing is limited to mons that are on tier 3 and lower. You have to Dynamax the very first turn you attack. So it's like Megain in Gen 7, right? It's like Megain Gen 6 and 7, right? You for the first turn you're in, you have to Mega in some rule sets. So that's the thing we have to deal with. So that exists. Also, you cannot hold the Choice Scarf or the Life Orb. So mons the thing I chose would like to have Choice Scarf, but it's not entirely necessary just due to the fact that it has access to stuff like Max Airstream, so which is really useful. So without further ado, I picked Braviary round 2. And some people thought this was a lot of flack. I did actually snipe JB Westside. I'm sorry, JB. So America Bird is mine. So again, I think Braviary is an absolute force in this kind of format. So here's just mainly due to the fact that it's a Dynamax mon. Stab Max Airstream gets access to one of the attack boosting move in the Max Knuckle, which is based out of close combat, and it gives me an attack boost every turn. So it gets a great neutral coverage between flying and fighting, which is great neutral coverage against pretty much everything, and it continuously can boost its attack over 3 turns, potentially, if I have the right situation, right? Or I can just get a speed boost, get 2 attack boosts, 2 attack boosts, 2 speed boosts. You get the gist. It's very, very good. Also, the big thing with Braviary is access to Defiant. If you want to use you can't use Intimidate to knock me down because I get the attack boost. If you want to go into something with your own Dynamax mons, right? And you get the little special defense drop, which is meaningless, or something like that. I get +2 attack, and my max move hits even harder. So this thing becomes an absolute pain for my opponent to play around, because he can't necessarily drop his attack stats. If he has to go down to his own Dynamax mon to try and pressure my Dynamax, then he doesn't really have a way to deal with it. So that's Braviary. It's a humongous threat. I am incredibly happy that I got it round 2. I have no regrets on it. I think Braviary could be the MVP on this team very, very easily, just because of the way the Dynamax mechanic works. So that's Braviary. So after that, I knew I needed to do a couple of things, right? I knew that I needed just a true breaker. I needed a little bit more I needed something out of tier 1. And a lot of the tier 1 was going fast, and I didn't like a ton of the mons. So I ended up picking something I really actually think is a very, very good pick for the team. I ended up picking Haxorus. Noting that I have one of the greatest fairy checks in existence in Aegislash, I have something that can pressure pretty heavily with physical attacker. 2 great physical attacking checks, Braviary and Haxorus now. 2 great attackers. So it's my breaking. That's kind of my big breaking core here. My AG Braviary Haxorus, great offensive start here because they all beat the shit out of everything essentially. Yeah. So Haxorus, y'all know what this thing does. Flicks Dragon Dance, flicks all the buttons, and tries to kill as many things as possible. It's a very, very simple mon, but it's very, very good. It kind of misses the lack of Z moves, but it has great setup options: Unnerve, Mold Breaker, Earthquake all your Rotoms. I think that's said in draft stream. It's a Haxorus. It's an incredible breaker. Very happy to have it on the team. So after this, I'm now looking at my team and said, I have no Stealth Rogers. I have nothing. I think this is when I pick Sandaconda. Yeah. So I pick Sandaconda. It's my ground type. It's a it's just a solid ground type. I didn't necessarily need sand spit, but once you get to sand spit, it's like maybe I picked it, maybe I can get like some bad like. Oh jeez, it's very late when I'm recording this. Like some bad like sand recipes are like the only one that would actually be available like Drover. I'm like I'm not picking Drover, so we ended up picking Conda. It's a good stealth rocker for the team. Being that Aegis Slash is not a stealth rocker, Conda is very comfortable staying up rocks, essentially all game. Yeah, so Conda can set up rocks, gets access to stuff like Coil, Body Press, Galare. It's a very good Pokemon. I needed to pick a tier 2, and this is like the one that I got, and I was like, I'm happy I'm getting this specific tier 2. Yeah, so next pick, it's going to be the Alcremie. Next, another one of the newer monster generation. It is a fairy type, which this team I kind of needed. It gets access. It's a fairy that has access to Mystical Fire, Calm Mind, Recovery. Gets cool tech options and stuff like Encore. It's a fairy type. Really just the kind of the main fairy for the team. Can take on dragons, helps take that pressure off of Aegis Slash. 2 good solid dragon checks that are very hard for most dragons to break through. You have to have early. It at least forces coverage, and that allows me to deal with it that way. So Alcremie, it's a Pokemon. Extra fighting check, extra dragon check. It's a fairy type. Can set up and sweep too. So Scrafty. Noting that I have like one of the best fairy checks to ever exist, I felt like I could really kind of stack in Scrafty here. It's a good dark. Doesn't get knock anymore until home. So I'm kind of praying that home comes out mid-season, because we did ask that a lot of coaches did say we were going to allow home moves, so I could end up getting access to knock Scrafty in the mid-season. However, it is currently not available, which is unfortunate. But Nox Scrafty, cool. No Nox Scrafty, still a good mon. Bulk up sets, gets rest shed skin. Can really just be a menace. It's very bulky. Good access to intimidate shed skin. I think it gets Moxie as well on certain dragon. You can run that on Dragon Dance sets. Yeah, I think Scrafty's a really good pick. But this can be kind of a lingering problem with the team, though. It's just so slow, and like you can say that this is like my kind of issue with like the Galar Dex metagame. I think it's just kind of slow in general, which is unfortunate, but it is kind of the way it is in Galar. Haxorus is my fastest mon right now. It's based on E7, but I do get access to Dragon Dance. I have a lot of access to like excuse me. I have access to like speed boosting attacks. Autotomize on my Aegis Slash. I have Max Airstream Braviary. I have Dragon Dance, Haxorus. Scrafty gets access to Dragon Dance. I have a lot of mons that can boost their speed with attacks, but I have a decent Scarfer and Haxorus as well. So it's not like my team is slow and like kind of, but I have the ability to like I have the ability to push tempo and offensively. So next Pokemon on the team, I needed a water at the time. If you look at my team, my ice resist currently is Aegis Slash. I kind of want to take the pressure off my Aegis Slash to do that. So I kind of went full scumbag and picked Marini. Toxic Spikes on a team like this are really useful, especially in a format where I just value every little bit of damage. T-Spikes, Haze, Recover, Scald. Does a ton of work every matchup. It's a good water. Toxpex was tiered S. This is a tier 4, and I thought that was really great value. It's nearly as thick as Pex. The Aegis Slash Marini core is a great little backbone to center my team around, I felt. So that's Marini. That's how we're gonna go for it. Yeah, next mon. I picked Blossom. My boy Dreamer, probably watching this, having a good time. I don't know if he's watching or not, but this is his child. I'm no idea what to expect out of it. I needed a grass, and I think Blossom's kind of okay. Actually, his strength sap is really nice. Quiver Dance, Synthesis. It's good value for tier 5, but it's certainly, it's still a Blossom. I plan to have my mind changed about Blossom in this season. So, next mon is going to be the Pinkerton. This is a thing I'm not sure how I feel about right now. Right, it's terrain. It's also an electric immunity, which I think is really useful in the team. Helps take that pressure off of Conda as my electric immunity. But also the big thing with Pinkerton is it gets access to spikes. And where I need to, again, this is where I'm really comfortable. I'm kind of like I'm a lot more comfortable when I'm playing with like spikes and hazards on certain varieties of teams. This is a team that I feel like would really benefit from spikes, Braviary. It can kind of be used to find defoggers. Haxorus really loves spikes to pressure its checks. Same with Aegislash. Aegislash loves T-spikes as well from Marini, and Pinkerton also gets access to C-spikes as well. So Pinkerton, it's really, really slow, but it is a physical electric that can hit grounds with Liquidation, Hydro, and Scald. So it has a decent amount of potential. It hits reasonably hard. I think it actually hits harder than Coco this gen. Well, Coco would hit this gen if Coco was in the game. But that's Pinkerton. It was a tier 3. I'm not sure if it's worth a tier 3 spot on the team, but that's going to be Pinkerton. Final on the team, I looked and said, man, if I ran into like a bulky poison, if I ran into Toxapex, I'd be fucked. So I ended up picking, last mon I picked Behuum, as it was noted on the doc. Still is noted on the doc, I guess. Good old Behuum. It also gives like a Trick Room setter. My team is relatively slow. Might have the ability to abuse that in Trick Room. Does not have access to Analytic at the moment, which is really unfortunate. However, we are here with the BHM for the final pick of our draft, and that's going to do it for us here. I think this is a pretty okay draft. It's really, really slow, which is not what I really wanted, but base 100 is like base 115 last gen, so I'm like kind of close to it. But it is a relatively slow draft, so that's going to be interesting to play around, especially on a limited timer. But 6v6 once again. So yeah, this is the team. Let me know what you think of it in the comments below. Yeah, I think this could be a lot of fun. I'm really excited for my first real taste of Gen 8 on Wi-Fi. So until our week 1 game, actually, week 1 will go up not next week, but the week after. We're playing Dark Devil 26 and his Las Vegas Corviknights. So yeah, and that's gonna do it for me. So until next time, I will see you guys later.